Good morning. We're going to have to use some words because it can't just come from them. Good morning. Morning. There we go. Would it be helpful if I sat down more on your eye level rather than towering over you? Are we good with that? I'll sit down for just a second because I have a question for you. A really kind of simple question. Have you ever been to a place where people were expecting you to come? Where they were really excited that you might come and be with them? What do you think? Have you ever been to a place like that? How about any of you out there? Anybody ever been to a place like that? Yeah? I'm wondering, maybe just a couple of weeks ago you went to a place where they were expecting you. It's a place where you go a lot of times during the week, a place where teachers are. Any ideas what I'm talking about? School, right? They were ready for you. They were expecting you to come, right? And there were teachers that had a classroom ready, things ready for you to do. How about a place like Grandma and Grandpa's? Have any of you ever been to your grandparents' house and they were ready for you? What's that like? Boy, we got a quiet group this morning. Is it good? Is it exciting to know that they're getting ready for you, that they're anxious to see you just like you're anxious to see them? How about even a place like a restaurant? How many of you have been to kind of like a fancy restaurant before? Yeah? What about a restaurant like where you'd get this? What's McDonald's? You know that, right? Because McDonald's, they're always ready with a kid's meal, with a happy meal. They're always thinking about kids coming and eating. They do what we might say, roll out the welcome mat. And I got something like that. You know what I mean when I say a welcome mat? How many of you have seen something like this before? Make sure I have it right side up. Yeah? Roll out a welcome mat. Have you seen this? Do you have one of these maybe at your house? No, you don't? You just have one at school. So you have seen one before. But do you think that when... Yeah, on the outside of the classroom. Well, here's an interesting thing that I want you to think about. Where might we put a welcome mat at church? What do you think? At the front door, definitely. We want to welcome people in, but where else might we welcome them? Where else does everyone gather at church? The sanctuary right in here. And even in the sanctuary, where else do we all gather? Where am I sitting? What do you think? Does everybody come up here at some point during church as well? We welcome people not only here in the church, but we welcome them to God's table in the church to receive the gifts of God for the people of God. Because when we are made children of God, and we talked a little bit about that last week, God's love is for us and for everyone to come and be a part of God's place, of God's house. Just like being welcomed is exciting, we want people to feel welcome, to know that we want to see them here and that we want them to be a part of this place. In today's gospel, Jesus is trying to work and help his disciples understand something. And he says that if you want to welcome, you must think of those who may be smallest, who may be still yet growing like a child in their midst. And that is what I hope that we can do together, that we can think about those who maybe aren't always making all the decisions, but those who are ready and who are curious to learn about God. Are you guys curious to learn about God? Maybe. We'll keep working on that. We have some time to do that. What about everyone else? Do you think we're all curious at some point to learn about God in our life? Yes. Yes, we are. And that's what we also want to welcome people to do, to learn about God. And they learn about God not just at our doors, but here in this place. And we learn together about God. Thank you for spending some time with me today. What do you think? Should we leave the welcome mat there for this week so that we all can remember, or should we roll it back? What do you think? You guys decide. Keep it there. That's a good choice. We'll leave it there so that we can all remember that God welcomes us to God's table.